Hello friend, welcome back to my channel, Blue Nose Trading. My name is Tori Solis and today I'm going to be testing Pink Gloss from Mayco Colors Stoneware Collection. I'll be testing this glaze on 7 different clay body test tiles as well as on a textured white stoneware mug. This is a cone 6 glaze that's listed as lead-free, non-toxic, and dinnerware safe by the manufacturer. Before I open this glaze, I want to make sure that it's mixed extremely well. I'll start by giving the jar a good shake using my thumbs to secure the lid so I don't end up with glaze all over my face in studio. After giving the jar a good shake, I'm going to ensure this glaze is well mixed using an egg beater attached to a power drill. You want to ensure that your glaze is thoroughly mixed and there isn't any mineral material clumped up at the bottom of the jar. If you have minerals clumped up at the bottom and not mixed into your glaze, you can get inconsistent or unexpected results. I'm going to be brushing my glaze onto my test tiles. I brush my tiles in 1, 2, and 3 coats with the thickest coat at the top of the tile. I fire my tiles hanging on a high alumina rod to see how the glaze will perform on a vertical surface. In this way, I'm testing for running. With the thickest coat of glaze at the top of the tile, if a glaze is going to run, it's got somewhere to go. I like to test glazes on lots of different clay bodies to get a general idea of how a glaze is going to behave on different colors and surfaces. Everyone out there is working with a different kind of clay, and maybe one of these tiles can help you guess at what might happen for you. As always, I strongly recommend that you make your own test tiles and fire them in your own kiln. Fire your tiles exactly how you would fire your normal work. There's a lot of different factors that go into how a glaze is going to perform, and the best way to see how a glaze is going to work for you in your kiln on your clay with your application process is to do your own testing. Looking at this textured white stoneware mug, we have a smooth, consistent, glossy bubblegum pink that gives a stable color without muting the texture on the mug. The color is very consistent across the mug and doesn't seem to have much breaking over the textured areas. On my white stoneware test tile, we have a very stable, very consistent bubblegum pink with solid coverage and a flawless surface. This glaze does seem a little less dense at 1 coat, so at least 2 to 3 coats would be ideal. The results on Laguna B-Mix are stable and consistent, the pink is as expected, and there is not even the slightest amount of downward motion on the tile. Laguna Frost Porcelain shows the same consistent soft pink, looking its best in the areas with 2 to 3 coats of glaze. The texture at 3 coats is slightly more muted on this tile. On my speckled stoneware, we're seeing the same stable bubblegum pink. The speckles show through best at 2 coats of application and are slightly more muted at 3 coats. Laguna Speckled Buff is getting the consistent coloration with the speckles showing through strongest at 2 coats but still fairly visible under 3. On red stoneware, this glaze looks best at 2 to 3 coats of application, looking slightly patchy with only 1 coat. The color and surface are consistent and flawless. The color on Laguna B3 Black is still a soft pink, but there are signs of mild pitting across the tile. More testing would be needed, but this tile is showing signs that there may be issues on this particular clay body. But this is a sassy clay, so it's not super surprising that it doesn't play nice. All around, this glaze is a stable and consistent bubblegum pink that has a high chance of working well on almost any clay body. There isn't too much to say about this one. It's pink, it's stable, it doesn't run, it does what you would expect across the board. If you need a part of your work to be a lovely bubblegum pink, I'm sure you can make good use of this glaze in your studio. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. I hope you enjoyed learning more about this glaze and can make use of this information in your own studio. If you'd like to help support my channel so I can get more glazes to test for you, consider becoming a member of my channel right here on YouTube. If you'd like to see all the ceramics I currently have available for sale, visit my website, bluenosetrading.com. If you'd like to stick around for more art videos, be sure to subscribe to this channel, Blue Nose Trading. Thank you so much for being here until the end of the video. Remember that you have great ideas that are worth exploring, drink enough water, and I will see y'all in the next video.